Are you training, but you're not really seeing the results that you want to see? Like you're looking up the drills on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok that you see some trainers say you should do, and your handles are still not where they want them to be, and your shot still isn't where you want it to be. Well, let me give you 4 reasons why your skills still suck. And also, after that, I'm gonna put you on game about a very underrated, a very sneaky thing you can do as a warm up. You can do this before you're trying to lift weights or before you get on the court doing some skill stuff. Either way, it'll work. You'll improve your athleticism, help you get right mentally with your coordination and balance and stuff. But then you can have fun doing it too while you're warming up. Very underrated, very sneaky. I'm gonna let you guys in on what you can do for that one. Last but not least, let you get in your opponent's head with this trash talking technique. People think you can just talk trash and talk all crazy and stuff. That's cool. That can work. But there are some people that will not phase and not work on. So I'm gonna give you another technique you can use to talk trash, get inside your opponent's head, guys. So that's the big 3 for this episode. Check it out. I know how frustrating it is for you guys to go outside or go in the gym and you're practicing and you're training and you're still not seeing the results that you want to have from all this working out you're doing. Like you're going outside pretty much every day you're training, you're working out, but then it's like you look up 2 weeks later and it's like, bro, what is going on? You look up 2 months later and it's still not going on. 2 months later after that, and it's still not going. Like, what is going on? First reason why your skills are still trash and you're working out is because you're actually not really training the skills. You're not actually training. So think about it like this. Are you going outside or going to the gym and actually intentionally working on something? Or are you kind of just going outside, doing whatever, kind of just having fun, just shooting around, doing some dribbling and stuff, and just throwing the ball at the rim, kind of having fun, just going through the motion, kind of just turning your brain off, turn the music on, just shooting around, just doing stuff, right? It's not really getting you better. It's not actually getting you towards your goal of whatever you want to have. So if you're going outside and just shooting, dribbling around, what is the goal of that? Now, if it's a day where you're just taking a step back and you're just want to get outside, get some shots up, that's cool. That can be a great piece to use in your training. But if that's all you're doing for your training, you're going nowhere fast. So you're not actually training leads to you not actually getting any progress or going towards your goals. So first mistake you're probably making of why your skills are very trash is that you're not actually training on anything specific. You're not actually working on anything. So if you don't go outside and intentionally say, I'm going to work on my ball handling, better yet, I'm going to work on my ball handling against pressure, or I'm going to work on specific moves within my ball handling, then you're not going to get better. It's very difficult to get better if you're not actually doing things to get better at. It's hard for me to say I want to get better at podcasting and I'm not recording any episodes. I'm not going to sit here and study other podcasts to look at to get better from. How can I get better at podcasting if I'm just kind of doing it haphazardly and just kind of going through the motions with it? But then secondly, the second reason why your skills are still trash is that you're just training wrong. You're not trained the correct way of how you need to train to actually get better. So if you're going outside once again and you're not working on the right things, you're not going to get better. Imagine being a point guard. You're a middle school point guard and you're working on post moves the entire summer. What in the world does that have to do with you being a better point guard? Like, first off, you're in middle school. You don't need to have a post game when you're a point guard in middle school. Like, will it help and transfer to your game? Cool. But is that the right thing to be working on? Probably not. Now, if you're a bigger guy, you can have a post move here and there. That's cool. But as a point guard, I think ball handling should be up there. It's one of the top few things you're working on. Working on your finishing is very important too. Working on the ability to shoot the basketball. I think that's pretty high up there as far as one of the things you should be working on if you're a guard. Another thing you could be working on is your decision making, getting better IQ. The post game is not the most important thing for you to be focused on if you're a point guard, especially in middle school. So you're working on the wrong things, leading you to not getting better like you should be. If you're training on the wrong stuff, there's a reason why you're not getting better. Like, once again, if I'm working on becoming a better podcaster, why am I going to be sitting here uh worried about glasses or worried about hats? Why am I looking into hats? Does that help me become a better podcaster? Not really. I mean, it'd be cool to have some nice glasses or have a nice hat or have some nice shoes, but does that make me have a better show? Does that make me a better interviewer or a better speaker or any of the skills that go into having a better podcast? No. I look cool, but I don't actually get any better results because I'm not building the right skills. So I'll be working on the wrong things if I'm focused on having a perfect hat to match this outfit, or maybe this hat got to fit me the right way. Doesn't make me a better podcaster. You guys will be like, "Oh, he has a cool hat." Skip. Oh, he has some nice glasses on. Next episode. If that, you probably go into another podcast. So you guys have to make sure that you're working on the right things and training the right things for your game. Don't just go off every random thing you see some trainer post on social media. Let's go better yet. So if you're a player and you're working on euros and different little footwork things, but you're not even going to ever use that in the game, it doesn't make as much sense to train it heavily. Now, there will come a place in time where you can work on little stuff and you might pull out the bag twice in your entire career, but you need it. All right, cool. But I'm not going to take all of my time this summer focusing on the Euro or the James Harden step back if I never step back ever again in my life. Training on the wrong things leads to you not getting better or as much better as you could be or should be. So that's why your training and your skills still suck. Next thing, your training is just weak. It's the third reason why you're not getting better like you want to. Your training is you're just weak. You're training very soft. You're training to where you're still in your comfort zone and it's very haphazard and it's kind of just like, whatever. Kind of carelessly training. Your training is very not as intentional or as intense as it should be. So at some point in your training, you should be frustrated. At some point in your training, you should get annoyed. At some point in your training, you should be mad and be like, man, this sucks. You should be questioning your skills because that's the next level of your training at. You shouldn't be training in your comfort zone to where you feel good about everything. You should not leave every single workout feeling like you're on top of the world. Some workouts should bust your butt and you're just like, dang, man, golly, I was struggling. I couldn't hit a shot. You should have those days because that means you're getting outside your comfort zone. You're pushing to do more than you should be doing or you could have been doing before. That's how you know you're making progress and you're getting growth. Without those uncomfortable moments, those moments where you want to quit, where you want to give up, where you want to just kick the ball and punt it as far as you can, or you just want to take your shoes and go home, those days you need. Because without those days, you're not truly getting better like you want to. And you can also do that with just having competition. Training against other people. Sometimes training individually is cool. It has a place for it. There's another episode about that before. But you need to also have competition, people to push you. You need to make sure that you're going against other people to push you and fuel you to where I can iron sharpens iron mindset to where I'm going to be better because I'm going against a great defender. If I'm a great offensive player, I want to go against a great defender. I want you to make me better, make me uncomfortable, make me have to go 2-3 moves deeper into my bag than I'm used to doing. Play against older kids. If you're not going to push yourself and get uncomfortable, you're not going to push yourself to be great. You have to get uncomfortable. That's why your training is weak because you want to stay too comfortable. I'll go back to number one. You're not even training because you want to stay comfortable and be all cool. And, you train outside, you see a car rolling by, so you want to look all cool for a minute and get the shots up. I know. I did the same thing when I was younger. We're here. I feel you. But that's 10 seconds of that car rolling by or that person walking by there with their dog. The other minutes, hours of you spending your day training needs to be intense and needs to be uncomfortable and training the right things and actually training and not just getting shots up. So that's the third reason why you're just training weak. You're training in your comfort zone. You're not getting uncomfortable. When you're doing your ball handling drills, you're not going intense enough to really push yourself. You don't mess up anything at all. When you're doing your shooting drills, you're shooting to get 50 in a row. And that's cool. There's a place for that. But at some point, you need to go game speed, game intensity. If you're never going to shoot this shot in the game, why are we working on it too much? You know what I mean? Like at some point, you gotta do more than just to shoot 10 shots in a row. At some point, you gotta do more than just the catch and shoot in the corner shots, where you get the gun set up, or somebody's rebounding for you, or you shoot the shot, come back, and shoot the shot, and you come back. No, sometimes you need to go coming down here, coming down in transition, catch and shoot three. Sometimes you need to do coming off the pick and roll, and you bounce back out and you shoot. Or sometimes you need to go down and you're doing a finish where everything has to be off the backboard this certain type of way. That's going to push you to where you're training more intense because you're going to have some where you make it, some where you miss. But if you're going at game intensity, game speed, game intention, now your training is becoming stronger. Now your game is becoming stronger, and you'll see more progress. Now for number 4. The fourth reason why your skills suck is that you are so inconsistent. You're not training consistently enough. You'll go out Monday, have a dope workout. You're solid, doing your thing. You feeling it. Then Tuesday, I'm a little tired from yesterday. Think I'll sleep in today. Or even better yet, your friend calls you, hey, let's go to the park. Let's go to the lake. Or come over and we play 2K. Or get on the game and we play Fortnite. And you like, all right, cool. And in your mind, like, oh, I was gonna go shoot around today. I was gonna go train, but I'm gonna go ride bikes with my boy instead. Or girls, hey, you wanna come over and talk about whatever show we like to watch? Or do you wanna come over and do hair and nails and makeup and whatever other things girls do? I don't know. But you get the point is that you'll get distracted and now Tuesday's thrown away. Or you go out there Wednesday and you go back to training week because you're training very soft and you just want to shoot around out there. Or you go back out there Thursday and you do go hard again. But you only go hard for like 10 minutes and then the rest of the time you kind of BSing out there, kind of just going through the motions again. So now you've trained one good day, another half day, and a day you kind of going through the motions and you skip the day because you went out with your friends. And so you have to be more consistent. Consistency isn't just training every single day. Consistency is a level of intention behind it. It's a level of input that you guys have to maintain. If you're going to train a level 7 one day input, and the next day is going to be a level 3, the next day is going to be a 10, and the next day is going to be a 4, it's hard for you to see consistent results because your intention is not going to be there. Not to say the intensity has to be at 10, but the attention to it. You have to be able to say, I'm intentionally working this day to do these things. So now you can have Monday, Wednesday, Friday be your heavy days where you know you're going out there doing game drills, you're doing full body weight training, and you're going to go out there and do your sprints. But then let's say Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, a lot of days where you're just kind of getting shots up. You might do some mobility work or some core work. You're intentionally doing these things. The intensity is going to be different on those days. You're going to get better doing something like that rather than Monday being high. Well, Tuesday you're sore now, so you kind of take that day off. And then Wednesday, you kind of go through it a little bit. And then Thursday, take another day off. And then Friday, you think you're going back at it hard. But then you go hard for the first 30 minutes. But then, man, dang, it's hot outside or the gym pretty hot. And whatever reason, you just don't want to train that day. All right, cool. Keep being consistent and keep getting inconsistent results. That's how it's going to work. So if you're going to train inconsistently, whether that's the days of the week you're actually training or train inconsistently with the intensity and intentionality behind your training, then you're going to keep seeing the results that you have. So if any of these 4 hit home for you, let me know. I wanted you guys to think about these 4. Did any of these 4 reasons hit home or like, man, this is probably why my skills are weak? Comment with the number below of what it is. So is it number 1? You don't train for it. Like you just kind of like going out there doing whatever. Number 2, you're training on the wrong things. You're working on the wrong things with your training. You're not training the right stuff. Number 3, training is just weak. You're training to where you're staying comfortable to where you look good all the time, but then you're not actually getting better. Or number 4, your training is very inconsistent. Whether you're training 2 days out the week, 1 week, and then you're training 3 days out the week next week, then you're going all 6 or 7 days out the week after that. But then you're back to 1 or 2 days the week after that. Or the intention behind the workouts are not the same. The input that you're putting in those workouts are not the same. So let me know, comment below, which one is hitting home for you. Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Or is it 4? Appreciate you guys for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. Comment below what you got. See you. Hey, hold on. Time out real quick. We're going to get back to the episode. I know you're enjoying it. I know you're enjoying the show. But I need you to help me real quick and to make sure that this episode can grow, make sure this podcast, the show can grow overall, and you can keep getting great guests like this. Make sure that you subscribe and follow along. So if you watch right now on YouTube, Help me out by hitting the subscribe button. Go ahead and do it real quick. If you're listening in your car, chill out for a second. If you're on Apple or on Spotify, just like when you get a moment, hit the follow button, but not right now while you're driving. If you're working out or something, or you're chilling in your room, then go ahead and subscribe with me. Like, help me help you, okay? But thank you for watching. I really appreciate you. I'm gonna stop interrupting so you get back to the episode. Thank you. All right, so you want to get more athletic. You want to get some more coordination to your game, and you want to have fun, right? While you're training, while you're working out, while you're lifting. I got a secret for you, okay? Have you ever thought about trying dancing as a warm up? Hear me out. Hear me out. I know you're like, bruh, what is what? What does me have to do with Giddy? Have to do with hooping? Okay, I'm gonna take you through this. Okay, if you look at most of the great athletes, pretty much all of them, they can dance. Like John Morant, he can dance. You look at all the football players from doing the celebrations, they got pretty good rhythm and coordination. They can dance, do a little two-step, do a little wiggle, got a little wobble to them. The hips and shoulders got some movement and they look fluid when they're moving. Look at people who aren't as athletic. You see the opposite. They don't look as good. They look a little more stiff. They don't look to have the most coordinated actions when they're doing things. Those two things are a pair because our body, it's not like our body won't be able to adjust to dancing versus athletic movements. They're like partner, they're a pair. And so if you're able to be able to be a good dancer, that means you're coordinated. That means you have rhythm. That means you have fluid movement to you. And that means you have the ability to move your body at the right time, at the right space to stay on track of how you need to match the song. And that translates over to being an athlete into your sport because you can do these things the same way. So with basketball, right? And you're dribbling, you have to dribble and your foot have to match the dribbles. So if you're coordinated to have the foot and the ball hitting how it needs to be, that's called coordination. That has footwork play a role into it. So if you're able to sit here and dribble how you need to, and you can have great footwork, there's a good chance you're a great dancer too. So turn some music on and let's see if we can pair those things up. Okay. So now, when you're warming up and getting ready to do your thing, if you notice a lot of NBA players, they joke around and have fun and feeling loose and stuff too, right? So if you look at somebody like Steph Curry, he's before games, they get the crazy shooting drills, man. He's out there just playing football drills, and the coach gonna throw him the ball. He's tipped on the line, he catches it, he's right there towing the line before it goes out of bounds, and he shoots it. Or he has the ball, coach throwing the ball, he'll spin around in a circle before he finally gets to the corner, shoots and pulls. Dancing has an element of having fun and being loose to it, to where your body's temperature is going to get warmed up. That's the most important thing of warm ups. You're warming up, and dancing does that to you. Because if I'm sitting here in this chair, or you're sitting on the sideline, you're sitting on a chair in the bleachers, and you just got to go performing for a game or for a workout, it's going to be a little stiff. It takes you a minute to warm up. But if I start actually moving my body, that's the next level of warm up. When you start dancing and you're doing it for a long period of time, you get even more warmed up. And so that's what a good purpose does for your warm up. Dancing is a solid warm up for you. It's coordination. It gets you actually warmed up. But guess what? You're gonna have fun too. Who doesn't have fun dancing? Exactly. You're gonna have fun dancing. Now you might be a little embarrassed about it. You might not enjoy this specific dance, but overall, you're gonna have a little more fun than you would do just sitting there or doing some boring mobility routine or whatever stuff us coaches have you guys doing. I understand it's not always the most fun, but here's a secret for you. You can dance, okay? And if you notice, a lot of different things that do within the warm-ups have some level of coordination rhythm tied to it. So if you see people doing ladder drills, I'm not gonna go on my whole rant about that, but that's a level of coordination and dancing for you, to it. You can match the footwork up with you hitting the ladder how you need to. So if you can do a ladder drill and it's pretty effortless for you, you have pretty good coordination, pretty good rhythm. That means you can probably dance. You can probably be a good ball handler, a good shooter, whatever. So if you can perform these drills as a warm up, or you can perform these dances as a warm up, that plays a role into it. And it is something for you mentally of being able to kind of like have a level of it puts you in the right space. If you're a person that likes to have fun and you're loose and you're free, that's a great thing for you because now you're able to tap into your zone of excellence and greatness because you're put yourself in that zone. Like some people's more serious and they're more, don't play with me. I'm in my zone right now type of guy. Mama mentality, Jordan mindset. You're probably not gonna be dancing. But if you're a Dwight Howard, you're a Steph Curry, John Morant, LeBron, dancing is for you. You're gonna turn on your song, whoever you like to get down to, and boom, you're having fun. I'm pretty sure Asia Wilson's gonna have some music bumping in the locker room. She dancing, singing everywhere. Guess what? She's gonna feel warmed up and feel good for that game too. And so having a dance as your warm up is very cool. But here's the last piece about it that's gonna be very cool. Okay, so we all know the famous Olympic style greetings that we've seen when Team USA, I forgot what the exact nation is, but there's a nation that does this tribal ritual pre-game dance or some tribal dance before they go out and do their thing. But there's a level of synchronicity that goes on there, a connection of all the guys being on one page and one accord that does well for team chemistry too. So these guys are out there performing these dances in sync and in unison. It does something as a unit when you're able to do that. So if you're able to be on one accord with the guys on your team, that sets the team up for better success because we're able to have a certain level of unison and connection with each other before we go out here and hoop and do our thing. And so if you guys come together and do some team dances and everybody's on one accord with it and everybody's cool with it, then that can set you guys up for better success. Not to say you're gonna win the games, not to say it's gonna make you a lot better player, but it does something for you internally to say, hey, we're on one accord, we're on one page, we're out here having fun, we're in unison, we're in sync, we're able to have this uh brotherly bond with each other or sisterly bond with each other to now we're connected and now we out here balling on a better stage because we came out here and danced before our warm up. It's not that hard, not that difficult. So very underrated warm up for you guys. So like I said before, it's something about your brain mentally being able to perform the cognitive movements and be able to have that rhythm and coordination that transfers to you being a great athlete into your game. It does something for you to have being warmed up, just warming yourself up. Like it's you going from not warmed up to warmed up strictly off of you being able to move your body more. Now, if you want to get crazy with the dance, you get really more intense and really more warmed up. But to each his own. How you want to get down is how you get down. But then last night, that connection you have with your teammates and everybody around you, that is a very, very important piece and very underrated piece because now you're connected with your homies, you're connected with your sisters, and now y'all out here balling. The different synchronicity between you guys. You're synchronized swimming on the court, essentially. Okay. So that's a very underrated warm up. I know you guys probably never thought about it like that, but that's a very underrated warm up for you guys. Go out there and dance. Go out there and have fun. Basketball is a game. Let's go out there and have fun again. Okay. So I know you guys are probably surprised by that, but let me know how you feel about it. Do you feel like it's trash? Do you feel like it's fluff? Or do you feel like, man, I might actually have to try that because it seems pretty dope. I actually do want to have fun before I go out there and play a basketball game. I do feel loose if I go out there and smile and have fun and just dance. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you watching. Keep dancing. All right. Okay. Another timeout. Okay. Look, if you got to this point, you have to be enjoying the episode. Like you have to. At this point in the episode, you're enjoying it. So help me help you. Just if you're on Apple right now and you're on your phone, okay, just take your phone, press the subscribe button. It's right there. Just do that with me. Even if on your laptop, take your mouse, boom, click over, boom, do your thing. Now you subscribe. Now you linked in because you don't want to miss the next great episode that I have. But doing stuff like this helps the episode grow, makes the show grow, and the podcast grow so I can keep getting great guests and keep doing great interviews. So if you listen on Apple or Spotify, take a second, look at your phone, press the follow button, okay? And share with a friend or two because you'll find the value in this. You want to have this conversation with your friends so they can have the same value. Now the whole basketball community can grow. All right. Thanks for listening so far. I'm gonna get out your way. Let's get back to the episode. Appreciate you. Everybody wants to be the verbal assassin. Everybody wants to go out there and well, not everybody. Most people want to go out here and be like the verbal assassin and just talk trash to get your opponent. And like everybody wants to be able to have at least a teammate around them that can just like say that real thing that's like super slick and get the opponent out the game and get that the character a little bit to where we got an advantage where we can win the game. If you want to be that player or if you want to put the homie on on game about how you can be a better trash talker, this one's for you. And so when everybody's talking trash, right? You want like people think you have to have the most heinous, most villainous, despicable thing to say to get people out of their game. Now, it does work. But you're also probably going to end up having a situation where somebody's going to get them hands put on them. Somebody might get laid out the game. You, hey, meet me in the after the locker room, bro. Meet me outside. Like you cross the line with me. Meet me outside, bro. You don't come at me like that. You might have one of them issues occur. So if you're willing to go down that road and you willing to like, hey, I will say whatever I need to go because some people will say my line of trash talking goes. You can talk about me, but I'm talking about my family. But some people talk about family. Talk about my mom. Talk about my mama. You're gonna have to see me outside after the game. It's different lines for everybody. And so depending on the person you are, be very cautious and very aware of who you're talking to and what you say. Okay. If you want to go down that road of being disrespectful, just crazy talk about them. By all means, if you want to do that, cool. Do your thing. But now, if you're not that type of player and you're not built for it, I feel you. I'm not a fighter. I don't fight people. For what? No, I'm good. So I'm going to sit over here and not talk trash. But now, there is a very surgical way to get inside people's mind without talking trash. Okay, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But this is a very sports psychology way of doing things. And so, if you think about it, right? If you listen or if you go ask most great players, let's go shooting. If you ask most great shooters, what do they think about when they're shooting? A good percentage of them are going to say nothing, or they're going to say, I don't know, I just shoot. If you ask most great ball handlers when they're making moves or great scores, when they're making moves that kind of went through their brain, they kind of just like, I'm not really sure. I just kind of reacted to things and just went with the flow. Like some people will break down to you what they saw and why they did the things, and that makes sense and that's cool, but it's not the full truth of what happened, what went on with there. If you ask players after they had a great game, what happened? What was out there? Man, I don't know, man. It's kind of like an out of body experience. It's just I wasn't me for a second, and somebody else came in. They did all the game, but now I'm back now. So I don't remember what happened. I don't recall some of these things that you're talking about. All these things are lined up and grouped into the same thing, meaning that there's there's two parts of us. There's person one who is like the coach, the organizer of things, the one who's the training and very intentional about what's going to go on. Then it's the second part of us who just does things. They don't have to have the logistics down right. They don't have to have the mathematical equation for things and the coordinates of how to land these things, the scientific equation. They don't need all that. I just go and do stuff. I'm more of a let me read the book and let my imagination be filled up. Let me go out here and just listen to history and get the stories of what stuff happened. I like to paint in colors. That's the second person. The first person is very logistical. I have to have all this input, all these things to say, all these numbers and strategy. I have to be very aware of what's going on. And so going back to trash talking, right? If you're having a person that's on a heater, they're doing the thing, they're getting off. Like, hey, you can't touch them. So talking trash to them might not be the best thing to do. What you can do though, when you're in that zone and you're just doing things, you're in self too. The second person is acting, I'm just flowing. I'm just with the flow. I'm in my groove. I'm in my zone. I'm on a heater. I'm on a burner. To get that person potentially out of zone two, get them out of zone two or person two back in zone one. Meaning, get them thinking about what they're doing. So here's a real trick. Going back to my shooters. Somebody's man, I mean, you shooting pretty good today, man. Like when you're releasing, man, how much do you flick your wrist? Are you like really flicking your wrist hard, or do you kind of flow with it? Or when you're shooting, do you look at the front of the rim or the back of the rim? Do you kind of like aim for the middle of the piece? Like, how do you shoot? And they'll probably be like, man, I don't know. Or I just kind of shoot the ball. But guess what? They'll probably get to a point where you think about it. And because you're thinking about it now, you're back in self one, and self one doesn't flow as freely and as smoothly as self two. Because I'm too cognitive, I'm too robotic, I'm too analytical. And so when you're conscious about things, the the time frame between wanting to do something and something being done is a little bit slower because you have to think about it. The moment your brain having to think about stuff expands the time of thing being want to be done and thing actually being done. When you're reacting to things, that's a lot faster. That's when self two kicks in. That's when you just out there doing stuff, and that's when players hit God mode, and it's like crazy things happen because it just flows. It's just reactionary. And so to get players out of that God mode and zone two, you have to get them thinking about it. So slow that reaction time down. And it's not as natural, it's not as smooth, not as fluid. So now you got the advantage here. If you want to get a player out their zone, get them uncomfortable, get them to think about what they're doing. Man, when you going for a layup, man, are you like looking at the square or are you trying to hit outside the square when you're going in for your layup? And when you cross over, do you toe tap a little bit here? Do you do that? Or do you kind of just go between when you go between your legs, are you trying to hit like straight between your legs or you kind of go closer to your foot? And when you catch the ball, are you trying to catch it like behind you or are you trying to catch it more in front of you to get the speed so you can go zoom around faster? When you hit that spin, are you trying to spin outward? Trying to spin closer to goal? Are you like why do you spin? And I guarantee if they take that bait, they're gonna be thinking about what they just did and thinking about how they do it again. But man, how did I do that? Did I did I spin that way? Did I lay it up that? Huh? You're gonna have them thinking now, and that's the worst place to be. And you want to have that fine balance between self one and self two, hooper one and hooper two. Hooper one is to be around when you're looking through plays and you're analyzing what the defense does because you studied film, you studied the player you're playing against to know that oh they're about to run chopper two, they're about to run ice on this pick and roll, they're about to run whatever or a blitz on this pick and roll. So now self one says oh they're about to run a pick and roll and they're about to ice it, they're about to blitz it. So now my brain says I need to do this. Now, hey, two, just so you know this thing's about to happen, go do this thing. But now two has the freedom to say, okay, I'm aware of the situation kind of what's going on. How do I react and respond to it? That's what self two kicks in. But now when it comes to you just hooping freely, you don't want to be stuck in self one too much. You don't want to be stuck in, okay, they analyze them doing this, they're doing that, and doing this, and doing that. So now you're caught up in this little game of like you're thinking the game rather than just playing the game more. So find that balance between playing the game and thinking the game. And if you can, get players out of playing the game and get them thinking the game, overthinking. That's what kills a lot of players because they're overthinking the game. That's where their confidence goes down because you see a pass, but you question it if that's the right pass to make. By the time you want to make it, you make it too late. Or you see a shot, but you're questioning, you're overthinking, should I shoot it? By the time you try to shoot it, you're out of the flow, you're out of rhythm, and the defender caught up to you now, so you have to rush it. If you want to get other players to play overthinking and out of the comfort zone, have them overthinking, have them thinking way too much than they should be. So reverse psychology of what you usually do, because I was a player that always thought a lot. So get players to overthink now. The players who are the most fluid, who are the most confident, who are just out there, smooth as heck, they're not thinking as much. They're just out there hooping and balling. So get them out of hooping and balling mindset of thinking about it and break it down what they did or what they're doing. That's how you guys can really talk trash there. You don't talk trash by just going crazy and trying to attack their neck. It's cool, that can work. But that's not the psychology you need for every single person. Sometimes you have to go one step deeper, peel back another layer, and say, "Hey, you shooting the ball pretty well. What's that? 2 in a row, 3 in a row? Man, I'm trying to get man. So when you shoot, bro, do you like does your elbow flare out some, or do you kind of just like go straight up with it? Do you pop out or do you pop in? Like, do you like when you're releasing? Do you try to get the ball? How do you get released when you get the ball to that point? So if you can really break that down and become a better communication specialist with your trash talk, you're gonna get somebody head then. You can get somebody upset, and guess what? Now you probably have the advantage against this player because you got them thinking the game too much now. You see somebody cool off real quick. And that's why you see when guys are on a burner, you see somebody like some lady hooping, it's like, don't touch me. Like let self two, don't touch them, leave them alone. You don't want them to be cognizant of like how many points they have. You want them to be too cognizant of like their environment, what's going on, because they're thinking now. Leave them in this la la land, the zone two of just high higher level playing, this God mode of playing, to where they can just be a hooper. That's the highest state of a hooper, being in that zone. Leave them in that zone. Don't bother them. Don't touch them. Don't have them thinking. But now, if you want to talk trash to them, bring them out that zone to where they're thinking now. Okay, so that's how you guys break down someone going on a heater. That's the key to trash talking at the next level. It's cool if you want to talk crazy to somebody. It's cool if you want to sit here and just demolish them and their confidence stuff, but that does not work to every single person. You're not gonna get them out their character. Some people will take that, look at you crazy, not even look at you crazy. It's just like the most bland, plain look at you and make you feel stupid because, like, dang, maybe I should have just, I don't know. But those players, you can't route them. On some people, it's even worse if you get them more fired up. Man, please talk trash to me. I was chilling. Don't you please poke the bear. Please route the cage because you get them going now. But then it's the next tier of like, man, let me get you out your game, out your zone. And now you thinking about your game, thinking about your body now. Okay, so that's the next step of trash talk. Okay. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If this helped you out, let me know. If this trash talking is a secret key for you that you're going to use, let me know. And report back to me if you tried it and it worked. Let me know. Comment below what worked for you guys. All right. Appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate you guys listening. See you next episode. And if this also helps you out and gave you game, go back and watch part 1 and part 2 of Trash Talking. Okay. This is the third part of it. Trash Talking part 3. Hope this helps you guys out. Appreciate you. See you next time.